Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News for Tuesday, August 6, 2024. Stand up for your country. Another busy news day. Kamala Harris choosing her running mate. That would be Governor Tim Walz, W-A-L-Z, from Minnesota. And the two will appear this evening in Philadelphia. And it is an interesting pick. So we are going to tell you all about Governor Walz in the Talking Points memo. Remember, this is fact-based. No ideology here. To tell you about the guy, and we're going to back it up. All right. He is a progressive, and he matches up very well with Vice President Harris. They are simpatico. They are basically not exactly the same, but really, really close. The governor is 60 years old, 6-0. He has been in his role since 2019. His approval rating in Minnesota is 54%, 41% disapprove. He used to be a congressman from Minnesota, 6 terms. He's married, has 2 children. Grew up in Nebraska. Then he went to college in, Minnesota State. All right, that's how he got over to the Gopher State. He enlisted in the National Guard at age 17, so he was in the Guard while he was going through college. Served 24 years, retired as a Master Sergeant in 2005. So he gets a nice pension from the military. So you cannot challenge Governor Walz's credentials. He knows the system. He has governed. He has led. But he is a committed leftist. So that raises a specter of why didn't the Democratic Party go a little bit more moderate here? There were other people being considered. They went for the most progressive candidate they had. All right? Keep that in mind. It's important. So let me back up my analysis of Governor Walz's political standing. You'll remember the George Floyd riots, 2020 in the spring. Devastating to Minneapolis. All right, a police headquarters set on fire. Horrible, horrible. Here's what the governor said. Go.
Help us use humane way to get the streets to a place where we can restore the justice so that those that are expressing rage and anger and demanding justice are heard.
So in the face of rioting, burning, looting, he wants to get to a humane place. Okay. All right. Do you need any more? So the riots led to 3 deaths, 57 people hurt in Minneapolis. All right. 500 million in damage. City still has not recovered. And there were 100 people arrested. 95 out of the 100 had their charges dropped. 95 out of 100. That means there's no justice under Governor Walz because these are state charges. Okay? 95 out of 100. Now, 100 arrests is low. So cops were only arresting the worst of the worst. They let them go. Okay, that's number 1. Big strike. All right? Big strike against Walz. Number 2, he's a sanctuary city guy. Openly sanctuary state. Minneapolis sanctuary city, largest city in the state. All state of Minnesota. He ordered his law enforcement not to enforce federal immigration law. He provided migrants with free everything. Healthcare, education, whatever. And he gave them driver's licenses. Number 2. Okay. Number 3, on every issue, Governor Walz is far left. Roll the tape.
Across the country, politicians are bringing government into your exam room and your bedroom, going after contraception, abortion medication, and IVF. When Roe versus Wade was overturned 2 years ago today, the door was wide open for this kind of attack on families. We've made Minnesota a more welcoming place by outlawing conversion therapy for LGBTQ youth and protecting trans Minnesotans. We're not spending our time and energy and political capital picking fights with beer companies and librarians. We're putting bullies in their place.
Okay. No, I don't think you need any more, do you? If you need more, I have it, but I don't want to be, overdoing this. But if you have questions, bill@BillO'Reilly.com, bill@BillO'Reilly.com. On every single issue, Governor Walz is to the left and far left. So he and Kamala, they'll have no disagreements on any policy issue at all. None. Now, the wiser choice would have been Governor Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania, because Pennsylvania is in play and the Democratic Party needs it to defeat Donald Trump. Shapiro is not picked because he's Jewish, and he issued a strong order against the protests, the pro-Palestinian protests in Pennsylvania. Cracked down on them hard, so we're not going to tolerate that here. That disqualified Josh Shapiro from running with Kamala Harris, which shows you how the far left controls Harris even more than they control Joe Biden. That's hard to believe, but even more. So Shapiro would have far and away been a better pick because he's much more moderate than Walz, and he's in Pennsylvania. Minnesota's going to vote for Kamala Harris no matter what. Okay, they get no electoral votes by putting Walz on the second. What they get is to placate the far left, and the result is that they have the furthest left ticket in American history by far. There's nobody even close in this arena. Harris-Walz we've never had in this country a further left presidential ticket, ever. McGovern, this makes George McGovern, who you may remember ran on the peace platform against Nixon, makes him look like a moderate, McGovern. I interviewed McGovern. He wasn't crazy left. He was a peacenik. Okay, so the fascinating part is this going to work? Do the American people want this kind of leadership? Because you know what it leads to. It leads to government dominance over every part of our life. That's what the progressives want. No free marketplace. No individual liberties to protect yourself with firearms. Okay? Abortion up to the last second to birth. All of this stuff is just staggering to me as a historian. I really, this is such an interesting election on so many fronts. Okay. Now, again, if you have a beef with my description of the governor, please, bill@BillO'Reilly.com. I will read those letters tomorrow. But I have given you 100% accuracy down the line, and it's not ideological. This is fact-based. So Harris and Walz are out tonight in Philadelphia. That's Pennsylvania. Obviously, they need that. And then they're going to they're going to Wisconsin tomorrow, Michigan tomorrow, then Phoenix Friday, on and on and on and on. They won't do any interviews. Walz's not going to do any interviews. But I can't be a hypocrite. I've been trying to get J.D. Vance on now for 2 weeks. We're getting crickets. Okay, and I've gone to the highest level. So they're not rolling J.D. out on the Republican side. Just so you know, we're not hypocrites here. We know the vice president and Governor Walz aren't going to do any challenging interviews at all. They'll sit and giggle with some, far left talk show host, but that's it. What usually happens is Harris and Walz would hold a press conference after the announcement was made. That's what usually happens. No. Okay. Trump is in Florida getting yelled at by many conservatives. And I know this to be true. After the Georgia debacle, where he criticized Governor Kemp, which we covered last night in detail, and the transcript is available. I've wrote messages on it. It was a big mistake. There's no doubt about it. Georgia should be easy Trump territory. Anyway, the president has been besieged by his supporters to stop. And I could give you the big names, but then I'd have to violate a confidence, and I'm not going to do that. But the biggest conservative names in the country are telling them to stop. Stop the personal stuff, go with the issues. Okay. So this week, Trump is on Friday going to Montana to help out Jim Sheehy's running for the Senate. Okay, Montana is going to vote for Trump. Then he's going into Jackson, Wyoming. Wyoming's going to vote for Trump. Then Aspen, Colorado. Now, that will send people in Aspen, Colorado. There'll be many heart attacks that happen. Beautiful town. If you haven't been to Aspen, put it on your list. But very liberal town. So Trump's going in and give everybody a jazz for a big fundraiser. But the pressure is on Donald Trump because he's slipping in the polls. Roll the tape.
You can't win an election with just hardcore Trumpy Republicans. You need to get the 11% of Republicans that supported Nikki Haley and probably 4 or 5% more of moderate Democrats.
He has to be seeing the poll numbers slip. And so my message is there's so much to win on. There's so much to win on when you talk about policy, immigration, inflation, the issues that Americans care about.
All right. So, again, I'm reporting to you accurately. It's up to Donald Trump. It's up to him. Okay? I mean, he can win it. Because Harris and Biden, I mean, I don't know how you foul it up more. When you read my book, Confronting the President, so we'll tell you a little bit more about that because it's coming up fast. I select in the book, Biden's the second worst president of all time. And I back it up. Now, you can challenge me, and I'll be happy to do it because I'll be doing interviews all over the place. You'll like this. CNN just booked me for an interview on this book. That's how big this book is going to be. And I'm happy to go on and talk to the CNN people. And I appreciate their invitation. You know what the first printing is on Confronting the Presidents? 750,000. That doesn't happen. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you what's going on. Okay. So, Kamala Harris. I got a really good guest. You know him. Okay, he's coming up. Victor Davis Hanson. I'm looking out to the bullpen. He's working on a slider right now. He's got his changeup down. I'm going to call him in 2 batters from now. But I want to set up Kamala Harris. Again, fact-based. Okay. So in 2017, she co-sponsored Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All bill. Okay? That was S. 1804. Never reached the Senate floor for a vote because it was a socialist bill. The government would take over all health care in America. Private health companies gone. Okay? It would have cost in 1 year an estimated $4 trillion. $4 trillion to do that. Okay? RAND Corporation did that study. RAND. $4 trillion. How do you pay for that? Well, you tax everybody to death. That's the only way. So that bill got nowhere. Kamala Harris co-sponsored it. Then in 2019, 2 years later, she was selected as the most liberal senator of all of them, all 100. She won by Gov Track, which adds up all of their votes. Okay. Then she evolves into nothingness. 4 years in the Senate, nothing passed. Zero. Remember, Barack Obama had an equally, I don't know what the word is, dubious, that's good, record, and he won twice. So that's not going to disqualify her. She championed abortion. You know, she's the abortion queen. Remember ABBA, Dancing Queen? They might do a remake, Abortion Queen, and that would be Kamala Harris. But not only that, she was in the forefront of legalizing all migrants who are here undocumented. And she not only pushed that, but she tried to frame the issue around migrant children. Go.
And when we all sing happy tunes and sing Merry Christmas and wish each other Merry Christmas, These children are not going to have a Merry Christmas. How dare we speak Merry Christmas? How dare we? They will not have a Merry Christmas.
All right, so under a Harris presidency, all migrants will be legalized. That's what will happen. She can write an executive order. I think Supreme Court would take it and kick it back and it wouldn't happen. But that's what she wants. Total legalization. You work hard to support yourself and your family, but it may seem like you never take that next financial step forward. If the bills are higher than what you bring in, a credit card might be what's making up the difference for you. The problem is the debt keeps on growing. Well, if you own a home, my friends at American Financing can help you break that cycle. American Financing saves people like you an average of $854 a month. Even better, it costs nothing to find out how much you can save. And if you call American Financing today, you might be able to delay 2 mortgage payments. So start your journey towards being credit card debt-free. Please call 888-462-9557, 888-462-9557, or visit AmericanFinancing.net. Okay, let's go to the mail. Larry Anderson, Jamestown, New York, upstate. Bill, I have a feeling Republicans are doomed if Donald Trump doesn't learn to forget the past and be more aware of what he's saying. Stephen Egley, Reno, Nevada. I find extremely depressing that your latest poll shows 60% of your listeners, this is on BillO'Reilly.com, think Kamala Harris can win. Why would you be depressed on that? The audience on BillO'Reilly.com, No Spin News, is as honest as any audience in the world. And the question was, do you think she could win? And they're answering honestly. So the poll is still up there on BillO'Reilly.com. But I wasn't surprised by that. Every poll question we've ever had, people asked honestly. Thomas Glavins, Providence, Rhode Island. Today's message of the day clearly illustrates why Trump's lack of self-control will lead to his defeat in November. Okay, I'm not convinced, but the debate, remember the debate, huge. John, Bill, your analysis of the current political situation, while honest and truthful, does absolutely nothing for my nerves. I'm not here to be a sedative, John. Okay? You know me. I'm going to tell you the truth, even if it hurts. Susan, the election is Trump's to win or lose, and if he keeps up the personal attacks and doesn't focus on issues, he will lose. Voters are tired of rehashing the 2020 election. Okay? I believe they are. Marilyn McCann, San Marcos, California. Bill, you say Kamala Harris is going to raise taxes on everybody. However, she doesn't have that power. Congress would have to do that. Correct. If Republicans retain control of the House and win the Senate, Harris is neutralized. She can write executive orders, and she will, which will be challenged in court, but she will try as hard as she can to get more money out of every single American. And that's the point. Valerie, I'm a new premium member. Just want to thank you for telling it like it is, O'Reilly. Most of the news can't be trusted. I appreciate the no spin news. Well, Valerie lives in Huntsville, Alabama, and we appreciate it very much. You're right. Most of the news in this country cannot be trusted. Everything that we see, I have to check out. My staff has to check it out. All right. Michael Gagano, Neconsett, New York, oil production. I was surprised to read an article in Forbes that U.S. oil production is higher now than in 2019. I thought the Biden policies slowed it all down. Biden policies are on federal land, okay, not private. And because of the unbelievable inflation in energy, Biden had to take some of the regulations off. So now we are drilling more than ever before, selling most of it overseas to help countries impacted by the Ukraine war. That's where we are. Rhonda, as in help me. Okay. What's the best historical order to read the Killing series? I learned a lot from Killing Witches. All right, Witches is first. Then we have Killing England, Revolutionary War. Then Killing Lincoln. Then Killing Crazy Horse. And then you're into the 20th century. That's how you do it. And we have free books on World War II. We got Reagan. We got Kennedy. All of that. Okay, I want you to go to the store and pre-order Confronting the Presidents. You do that on BillO'Reilly.com. You'll get it first. We have the political memorabilia. You buy all 4 of these mugs, and they are great. You will love them. We're giving you a 25% discount. You can buy them individually, but that's a tremendous deal, and they'll go up in value. Wait till you see. Word of the day, do not be jejune. J-E-J-U-N-E, jejune. Love that word. Back with a final thought about people panicking. Do you think America's headed in the wrong direction or the right direction? Unfortunately, many young people don't know our country's history or the importance of our founding fathers. But Prager You is changing all of that. As a conservative nonprofit, they reach millions of young people each day through educational videos on American values. Right now, they want to share their amazing video series and ebook on America's founding fathers free of charge. So please sign up for the Founding Fathers 101 series at prageru.com/founding fathers. Each day for the next 7 days, they will email you a 5-minute video on America's founding fathers plus a free ebook. That's a great time right now to brush up on your founding fathers' knowledge so you can share it with those in your life. Please visit prageru.com/founding fathers. Sign up for their free Founding Fathers 101 series today. I highly recommend it. Wall Street tells us to put our money in an IRA or 401k. They think risking your life savings in the Wall Street casino is a secure investment for our future. Did you know the average American who follows that advice might outlive their savings by 10 years? With Bank on Yourself, grow and protect your hard-earned money. This retirement alternative has never had a loss in more than 160 years. Do you want predictable annual growth, control of your money, and tax-free retirement income? Then go to bankonyourself.com/nospin, and they will send you a free report with the retirement plan that big banks and Wall Street are desperately hoping you never hear about. Again, go to bankonyourself.com/nospin for your free report. All right, here is the final thought of the day. So if you are a concierge member, you can write me about anything. And a lot of people are writing me saying they're panicking that Kamala Harris may win the election. What should I do? And then they tell me their circumstance. All right, I have this much money, or I live here, or this is what I am going through, or whatever. And then I give them a pathway. All right, but panic itself does no good. You want some good advice. I will give it to you as best I can if you're a concierge member. So you might consider that. Do not panic. Many things will happen between now and November. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.